Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do my long promised video on showing versus telling, but first remember to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell to be notified when I release new videos. Make sure you do it. If you've done any writing for any length of time longer than possibly a month, you've no doubt heard of that advice of show don't tell. But how exactly do you do it? Stay tuned, and I will give you my advice. There is, however, a caveat to that, and advice of show don't tell, and that is there are definitely times when telling is the better option. One example would be if someone is going to take a long car ride or any other type of trip of several hours, unless something happens that is pertinent to the story, you don't want to overload the reader with every detail of the long journey. This is one of those times when it's okay to say in your writing, after 8 hours, she arrived at her destination. So, how exactly do you do the showing versus telling? Well, let's go to the think tank, shall we? Number 1. Use sensory details. In fact, use all 5 senses. 2 examples are, for smell, telling version is, he stank. Showing is, she covered her mouth and nose, barely stopping herself from retching when the man came within 5 feet of her. For taste, telling is, he didn't like the taste. Showing version is, after only 1 bite, he grimaced and spat the food out on his plate. Basically, what you do for every sense is think of how you reacted to a disgusting smell or taste, a loud sound, bright light, or really good touch, and incorporate that into a character reaction, keeping in mind that each person and character will react differently to the same thing. Number 2. Reveal emotions through actions. When someone is angry, you don't just write, he was angry. You write instead, he slammed the door behind him, threw his bag down and began cursing up a storm. For good emotions, you don't just say the person was happy. To show a person who's happy, let's say a couple had been away from each other for a couple weeks. They would obviously be happy to see each other, assuming the reason they had been away was because one or both was traveling for work or some other reason. Not an affair, that's of course, but both Jane and Joe broke into smiles and ran for each other. Joan wrapped his arms around her, hoisted her off the floor, and she wrapped her legs around him, and they embraced and kissed for over a minute. Number 3. Through dialogue. You can also use dialogue to show. A telling version is, I am angry with you. Showing version is, his face contorted into a scowl. I can't believe you did that to me. Number 4. Incorporate character reactions. A character's physical responses can show their feelings as opposed to saying it. For example, a telling version is, she was nervous. Showing version would be like this. Her hands trembled and her heart raced as she climbed the stairs. It had been 10 years since she last saw her parents. She bit her lip as she pressed her finger to the bell. Number 5. Use subtext. Subtext is what is implied but not directly stated, creating depth and allowing your readers to interpret the meaning. Telling version would be, she didn't trust him. Showing through subtext, she leaned back in her chair, her arms folded tightly across her chest, watching his every move. As you can see, the showing part can give you some more depth to the characters and their relationship. Number 6. Describe the environment. The way your character reacts to their surroundings can reveal their mood, their backstory, or their personality. Such as, despite the crowded party, he felt shy and lonely. The showing versions, seated in the corner of the room, he looked around. Everyone is enjoying themselves. He checked his phone, but no text. Then he saw her walking towards him. Butterflies fluttered around in his stomach. He was about to stand to say hi to her, but at the last second, he stopped. Why would she talk to me, he thought. Number 7. Be specific. This way, you make your descriptions vivid and compelling. Telling version is she had a long, hard day. Showing, she let the door close behind her. Her bag dropped to the floor. Yawning, she stretched her back and scuffled her feet along the hall to the living room, where she plopped herself down on the couch. These are some tips that can help you with showing versus telling. I've also included Amazon links to 2 resources, A Busy Writer's Guide to Showing and Telling in Fiction by Marcy Kennedy, and Understanding Show Don't Tell by Janice Hardy. I hope the video helped. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, smack the like button, and ring that bell to be notified when I release new videos. And remember to subscribe to my newsletter, where you will get a free short story. The link is in the description. Have a great day and week, and I'll see you next time, my friends. Until then, bye-bye.